can't go in there.
This is the find of the century. You're crazy if you think I'm not going in there.
No. We don't think you're crazy. We just think that you're just your typical white people that essentially go into places where you shouldn't go to. And I know I should not be interrupting this during the actual trailer, but I'm sorry. This is one of those few times where I gotta cut in and say what I had to say, man. Because, yeah, when I first heard that, just kind of like, fuck you, bitch. Anyway, back to the trailer. White people. That's all I got to tell you. Welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. And, yeah, it's post-Thanksgiving weekend, so that means you ain't getting any good stuff this weekend. And that should tell you that right there. If the biggest new release of the weekend is The Pyramid, a movie where you have an archaeological team attempting to unlock the secrets of a lost pyramid only to find themselves hunted by an insidious creature. And the whole idea of this is that it's, it's another one of these movies that are trying to copy off the Paranormal Activity success, and, it's, at this point, it's already dead and done for at this point. I mean, come on. But yeah, like I said, this is about as generic and as typical as you can get. People who are supposed to be smarter than you think they are, and they're acting really, really stupid about this whole thing. The whole thing about a three-sided pyramid. It's just like, how many movies have we seen where pyramids show up as three-sided? I mean, honestly, I didn't even know there was any four-sided pyramids, honestly. But, well, and again, technically there is four sides, because, yeah, how would the pyramid be holding together? I mean, that, okay, I'll take back what I say on that front. I'll agree with you that, yeah, it really does not make any sense why there's a three-sided pyramid here, so that's my fault. I will take full responsibility for that, but I won't take responsibility for the rest of this movie here. It's about as generic and as bland as you can get, and again, it's nothing but a stupid movie where you have people who should be smarter than this, especially archaeologists, who are basically going into a place that they know they're not coming out of that. Even if you think that, oh, we'll just go back up the way we came. It's a pyramid. I mean, as long as we have the rope and all that, it's just like, no, it's not like that at all. Once you get inside a pyramid, you're basically just going down, and you're not coming back from that. And there are legitimate traps inside these pyramids that they put in there. Like the whole mummy thing, yeah, we can push it off to the side. But there's legitimate traps in this, and it's just like, you can't be this fucking stupid. And it's unfortunately, these people are indeed stupid. And it's a shame because one of the notable actors in here is Dennis O'Hare from True Blood. And Ashley Hinshaw, who was in About Cherry and a couple of other movies as well. But yeah, other than that, though, this is about as typical and as bland and as generic as you can get, with no scares whatsoever. It's not engaging whatsoever. You're just watching a bunch of people who are supposed to be smarter than they are being really stupid. And these people are arrogant. Like, I was not kidding around when I said before that this is good. This is one of these have to be the most arrogant people ever I've seen in a horror movie like this. Just like, they're literally telling you, do not go in there. And she has the nerve to go like, how dare you say that? You're crazy if you think I'm not going in there. Like, she's basically a Karen at this point. I was really expecting them to go like, I want to speak to your manager. We're out in the desert and I don't have a manager here. Well, get your higher up here. It's just like, it feels like it's that type of a situation with that. And it's just kind of like, I mean, what more do I really need to add to this that hasn't already been said already? It's a movie that you've largely forgotten about it. It quickly came and went. They released it on the weekend after Thanksgiving because there's nothing else out there. Nobody is going to see this movie. They're going to see the big holiday releases that came out the week before. So, yeah. When it flops, we can all say, well, it's not our fault. We lost to The Hunger Games and Big Hero 6 and Penguins of Madagascar. No, you lost because you made a terrible movie and you're not going to admit that you're wrong about it, so yeah, not much more to say about that one. That's The Pyramid for you. So let's go ahead and move on to the far superior movie this week, and it's definitely Reese Witherspoon's better Oscar bait movie of the fall, and that was the first one being The Good Lie. This one is Wild. No, really, that's what it's called, Wild.
Guide you. You find your best self and hold on to it for dear life.
Wild, rated R, now playing.
So this is based on the story on the memoir called Wild: From Lost to Found on the Pacific Crest Trail by Cheryl Strayed. She's played here by Witherspoon, who she embarks on a solo hiking trip on the Pacific Crest Trail in 1995 after numerous personal problems have left her life in shambles, including the death of her mother, a couple of other things as well. And you can honestly look at this and think at first, okay, it's a retread of, Into the Wild, which you're not wrong about that, but Into the Wild, I think, is a really good movie overall. And this one and this one and Wild do definitely share a lot of similarities, but they're very different movies in general. You know, when Into the Wild, Emil Hirsch basically just decides to leave everything behind and just go out into the open road for no particular reason, just to go see the world out there. Reese Witherspoon has reasons for doing that overall that are more, you can understand why she's doing that. Her mother is dead. She's going through a tough time overall. You know, she's become addicted to heroin and anonymous sex and all that. Like, you do get behind her in this movie overall, and it's a really overall enjoyable movie. It's one of those films that kind of really comes out of nowhere. You don't really expect a whole lot from it, but when you see it, it's just kind of like, man, this is actually a pretty good movie. And it helps that you have Jean-Marc Vallée, who directed this movie. And remember, the last movie he directed was The Dallas Buyers Club, which gave Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto their Oscars for the previous year. And yeah, this definitely is probably my favorite film of his overall. Nick Hornby wrote the script for this. Nick Hornby, of course, is the same man that also gave us Fever Pitch, High Fidelity, About a Boy. All of them have been made to movies, all to great effect overall. And this is another one where it really works very well. And this is based off of his material from somebody else overall. And he does a very good job of creating a story that you do get invested with here. I think this is definitely one of Reese Witherspoon's best overall movies. And it's a terrific film. It's one that hasn't gotten a whole lot of praise over the last couple of years. It kind of came and went, even though this did get nominations for both Witherspoon and Dern at the Oscars. It's a terrific movie. It's definitely one of her more underrated movies, and one I'd highly recommend checking out. If you haven't seen Wild, definitely check it out. It's definitely a very underrated little gem. So that wraps up another episode of Time About the Movies. Next time we meet, we've got 3 more big holiday releases, including Ridley Scott's adaptation of essentially the story of the Ten Commandments, this time with Christian Bale and Joel Edgerton as the 2 brothers this time around in Exodus, Gods and Kings. We have Chris Rock with his directorial follow-up to I Think I Love My Wife with Top 5, one of the more underrated movies of the year. And then we have probably one of my favorite underrated Paul Thomas Anderson movies, Inherent Vice, which is a film that was highly anticipated when it came out. It didn't do big business overall, but it's a movie I've really loved from the very beginning, and I'm really looking forward to definitely talking about that one in the next episode. So we'll take a look at all 3 of them coming up tomorrow. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honors of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out the previous episode we did. So with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.